Hi, it's Therese from Lostinpaper, and I'm back as a Fetty friend for Reverse Confetti. And today I'm going to be sharing a card that I'll be making using this very sweet stamp set, and I have the matching dies as well. And this awesome cover die, or it's actually called the squared off cover panel, so it actually fits across the whole panel, the front of a card. So I'm going to start by cutting this out, and I'm using some sort of an olivey green cardstock because I thought that would look really fun with the strawberry kind of theme that I'm doing. And look at all these amazing squares. Couldn't you make a really cool pattern out of those on the card front? I was thinking about doing that, but you know, I have to go with my original idea, because once I start thinking of creating a card, often I have to get that card made and out of my head before I can focus on another one. I don't know if you're the same, but that's what I need to do. Anyway, what I've done here is actually cut the die a second time, and this is in some green fun foam. Added some matte medium, and then I can just sit the die on top, and that way I know it's going to fit. This one actually did stretch just a slight bit when I ran it through the die cutter machine, but I just was able to cut the edges off with a pair of scissors. Now it's time to make my strawberry, and I was in two minds. I wasn't really sure whether I wanted to stamp the black outline or not, or just use the die cut for the edge. You have so many options with this stamp set. Anyway, I did decide, obviously, to stamp the black outline, and then I've used like a deep red color to add the seeds of the strawberry, and there's something like 200 seeds on one strawberry. So imagine how many strawberries you can get from just one strawberry. I think that's incredible. Random fact. I don't even know where I know that from. Anyway, so I've stamped the strawberry, and I've also stamped the green leaf for the top, and die cutting them both out with the matching dies. I just thought it'd be fun today to stamp them on coloured cardstock rather than on white like I normally do, just for a bit of fun. So next it's time to stamp out my sentiment, and I wanted to do this in two different tones, and I find that the Misty's the easiest way to do this. So what I've done here is I've actually used a piece of post-it note to mask off one of the words out of the sentiment, and some green ink, and then I've added the ink, stamped it down, and then I've used some more post-it notes, or actually the same one ripped in half because I'm tight, to mask off the word that I hadn't stamped. And I haven't even really bothered to clean the other words because I've used the Misty. I know they're going to be in the same spot. It's the easiest way to get a two-tone sentiment. The Misty is an awesome tool for this. So then I can just simply cut my sentiment down. This is just going to be a fairly simple sentiment. I don't want to add anything else to it. And both my strawberries and leaf, I did decide to double up the cardstock because it's not a very thick cardstock, this one. Obviously, if you're using a thicker cardstock, you can skip this step. I've just got a dotted adhesive, which I think works really well on this type of technique because the dots will only stick where the cardstock is, so it doesn't leave sort of stray bits of adhesive on the edge of your design. And I'm using the same adhesive here just to join the two pieces together to make my strawberry image. Isn't that cute? Okay, so I'm still going here. This is actually quite a full-on card for me. I often do clean and simple cards, so this one's actually busy by my standards. So what I did here was cut a piece of the design paper out of the under the umbrella paper pad, and I'm adding my foam square to the front of this, so it's cut slightly smaller than this. And I'm using some matte medium, and I did use some ATG adhesive around the base of that. I'm adding some more adhesive to the back of this, and then I can adhere it to my card front. Now this isn't a normal sized card front, it is slightly bigger than the die cut, so it is custom made. You will need a slightly bigger envelope if you wanted to do this particular card, but I did want the white border, so this is custom made, and I like it. I like it a bit bigger, and I like the white border, so it's what I wanted. I can always organise an envelope. I replaced a couple of the foam squares because this is where my sentiment and my strawberry are going to sit, and it'll just give me something to adhere them to. I've also cut heaps of the little flowers. There's 3 different sized flowers in the die cuts, and this is the middle one, and I've cut them just out of some white cardstock, added a kind of like a star center, and this is just in a light green sort of marker, and I wanted them to have some dimension. So to do this, I just used, you know, one of those old tools. I've had this forever. It's got like the round metal ball on the end. I can't think of the name of them. It'll come to me later. But anyway, and I've used it on my foam and drawn a circle, and what it does, it's made an indent in the middle of the flower and made the petals pop up. And then I can just adhere each little flower into the squares of my squared off cover panel. And these really reminded me of strawberry flowers with those centers. They're so sweet. And no, I won't make you sit through watching me put them all on, because it did take a little while. But there you go, all done now. Right, so I have popped the sentiment up. Like I said, I haven't done anything else with the sentiment. I've kept it fairly simple because it is quite a busy design. And I've also popped up my strawberry, and that's it for my card. I've had a blast making this card. It really was fun because I usually don't do such a busy design, but once, you know, I got started, I really had a fun. I especially like those little white flowers in the peekaboo holes. So that's it for my Fetty Friend card today. Thanks for joining me. Till next time, happy paper crafting. Bye.